Former U.S. Attorney Brett Tolman joins us now. Brett, in looking at that hour-plus speech, a lot ad-libbed, he's ticked still, and he has a reason to be.
Brian, he absolutely does. You think of the Department of Justice and the storied history. There's been controversy, certainly, but there's been the decimation of the public opinion and the trust of the Department of Justice and the FBI. I think about this so often, the fact that there is a massive cross-section in this country of people that don't believe that the Department of Justice was weaponized. So when you have them brainwashed by the media, when they don't do their job and expose what's actually happening, then you're losing the ability to understand what slowly progressed in the Department of Justice, a cancer that was allowed to be fueled by political hatred, by the left's ideologue, and by those that lost their sense of justice and fairness in this country. He's absolutely right on everything, and Pam Bondi has the resolve and the depth and the ability to bring it back. But you're right, it's going to be difficult and tough. But I think they're up to the challenge.
But the thing is, the good people that want to be fantastic members of the FBI, the ones that want to pursue justice, this is the great day for them. They're going to be allowed to do their job, not for the president, but it's why they put on the badge, not to get rich, to actually seek justice. They've been unable to do that, at least in some ways. I look at this guy, Tim Tebow. This guy, thanks to a whistleblower of the FBI, he broke protocol. He did special investigations into Trump, made him the number one priority, open investigation involving him, an unauthorized criminal investigation, too, as a role. And he also didn't stop for about 2.5 years while ignoring the laptop that would have actually opened up an investigation, you would think, into Joe Biden.
Well, look, the country saw the FBI willing to pursue conservatives, Christians, individuals that they disagreed with politically, and while ignoring what was so obvious and apparent about a corrupt family that was in power, multiple families that were in power, concerted efforts to go after their political opponent. Brian, I had over a dozen agents reach out to me celebrating that Donald Trump won, and their reason, one reason only, and that was, we want to get back to actually catching bad guys.
And if you notice, if you talk to the president, he doesn't just say the FBI is all bad. He knows FBI agents have come up to him and expressed their frustration, like the Miami Bureau wasn't even alerted that they were going to raid Mar-a-Lago. So I'm watching another channel just to challenge myself. And Jake Tapper says this. You don't have to be a member of MAGA to know that Peter Strzok, Lisa Page texts were awful, that there was a FISA abuse. And the weird thing about Carter Page, I don't know about Alvin Bragg, basically invented a felony in order to prosecute Trump. You don't have to be a member of MAGA to say, look, basically, he's got legitimate grievances. Trump called out the press because they were marshaling a big opposition on him, and they're still trying to do it today.
Well, they are. I want to give you some credit. Even when it wasn't popular, you were willing to actually analyze the case and to look at the facts. And that's the thing that we've been, denied, is that ability to actually look at what the underlying facts are of a situation and to assess why would a government go after this particular individual. And that's the media that we need. And I think that's what we'll have going forward.
And Brett, you know who educated me? Because I don't have that investigative instinct. I get confused at James Bond movies. Is Dan Bongino. One day in the middle of the investigation, He says, let me tell you what happened. And everything that he told me ended up coming true, but it took 3.5 more years. Brett, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Brian.
Meanwhile, speaking of the